Hello everyone, it's Anissa here, and I'm really happy today to come on and announce my new page, Faith Empire. It's really special to me because it was actually truly guided through my best friend and I, who were talking about some business ideas. And as you know, I'm really into helping people discover the ideas that lay in them, because we all have dreams, and sometimes it takes that power of discussion, it takes that power of intuition to really help people discover what truly drives them and what they're actually here to do. So my best friend and I were sitting and talking, and Faith Empire was actually genuinely guided along by something bigger than us, and it was something that we really felt needed to be created and materialized. So Faith Empire is about helping people who are connected, who are very aware of their connection with themselves here and to something greater than themselves, where they have a purpose and they know that they're here to do something, and they're just not sure how to integrate that or how that fits into their life right now. And I want to give you maybe a bit of a background about myself, which might help. So I am a business student, not anymore, but I studied business, and I've worked in businesses pretty much most of my career in different roles. So I moved from operations to management, team leadership, coaching, training, recruitment, you name it. When it comes to business, I feel like it's somehow in my blood. So in my family, my dad had a business, and so that's how we were pretty much exposed to the business world. I watched my dad work really hard to build up his business from scratch, and I helped him, I saw him receive help from people because he was so talented and it was part of his gift. And he was really amazing. He was young, he was 19 when he started his business, and he grew something really successful. And us as his children, his daughters, were really proud to see that. And so that was my first exposure with business. So business or entrepreneurship has been something that has been very natural to me. And when I finished school, I went into university and I was trying to study business, and sitting in a classroom learning about business just didn't cut it for me. So I left and I wanted to go on and experience the real world of business. And I went around to different roles. It was very successful. I didn't have a degree, I didn't have a qualification, but I was just naturally really good at it, and I managed to progress through companies and through roles. But eventually I realized that having that knowledge helped give me that extra edge, and it really helped me feel confident. It really came down to feeling like I actually earned a place there. And I guess it's just the way that things work. When you have a degree on your resume, sometimes that does help, but it certainly helps you more inside. It helps build up your confidence. So later on, after I had my kids, I decided to go back and finish my qualification in business, and I aced it. I did really well. I was honored with a Golden Key Honors Award, and that's given to the people that finish at the top 10 to 15% across 400 international universities. I honestly did not know it existed, and I cried when I received it, because it was a genuine confirmation of my gifts, of my talents, of believing in myself, which I think I didn't really do very much. And I was very proud because my kids were there and I could share that with them and teach them that when you really follow your heart and you follow your dreams, you get the confirmation and it feels really good. So at that time, when I finished my degree, something else magical happened to me. I was thrust upon into my spiritual journey, which it wasn't really a surprise. I kind of knew that it was coming. I had the indications much earlier in my life, and I always knew that there would be a time where I would be called to look more into my spiritual journey and to follow it. I always had that knowing in the back. So people might call this different things. Some people call it the awakening, some people call it the beginning of the spiritual journey. And I like to simply say it's just a deepening of an awareness, because we're all on this journey, and it's just how aware we are of the patterns, the symbols, the connectedness of everything. We have a different level of awareness, and even me myself, if I'm practicing to be in the states where I'm more aware, then I feel more deeply connected. But if I'm not doing the things that help me to be in that state, then I can very easily just forget about it and be so caught up in the things I was caught up in like 10, 15 years ago. So I do like to say that it's not something that it's awarded to special people. It really comes down to whether you're in that state of receptivity. If you're in that zone, you're able to then really draw the patterns and the connections and the awareness around you. So people often say that an awakening happens for a few different reasons, what's triggered by a few different things. Some people say it could be because you had a trauma, you had a near-death experience. Sometimes it might just come to you in a dream, it might come in a situation, it might happen where some people say that they've seen energy or they are aware that there's something deeper going on. And for some people it begins on the twin flame journey, and that's how my journey began. So it's something that I've had to really battle with myself to own, because along with that comes a lot of change, comes a lot of pain, comes a lot of challenges, and the beauty of that is a deeper understanding, and it's something that I like to call being in the zone. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here to really share how to get to the zone, what the zone feels like, and to help people who might be in that zone and probably feeling a bit crazy like I did. I had no idea what was happening. And it wasn't until I was able to reach out and really follow my intuition about what I should do and where I should go, where I started to feel a bit of comfort. And even now today, there's only a very select few people that I can turn to, or a select few things that I can do that can help me really feel okay and at peace with the journey itself. So I really wanted to come on and share the zone, because to be honest, that is one thing that really blew my tops off on this journey. Is there's a zone where we can exist, there's a zone where we can access, and in that zone you are your most open, most love-filled, most fearless self, where literally anything can happen. You can create anything, you can manifest anything, you can work with the universe. And that is something that if you're extremely caught up in everyday life, it's very hard. You might sit here and think, what are you talking about? Or you might think like, yeah, you know, that doesn't exist, or it's something that people might say to make themselves feel better about the world, and it's just not something that you can easily absorb unless you've actually been there. And the thing is that I see a lot of people who have the inkling and they take a few steps forward and then they take like a million steps back, because they come forward and they realize that there's no one around them that understands. They can't find anything in this world or this traditional sense that helps them integrate these parts of themselves. So then they decide, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't want to talk about it or discover it. They start to basically like tiptoe into their journey and then realize it's hard, or it really alienates me, or it isolates me from people, so I'll just go back and it's more comfortable. And that's why I wanted to set this up, because I'm a real person. I'm an ordinary person. I studied business. I didn't do anything so different in my life. And because I am so logical, and I have the awards to prove it, I am so logical, and I have been living in that part of me, in that left side of my brain for so long. It wasn't until I started my twin flame journey that I really got into my creativity. And I realized that part of my mission, part of my journey, is to increase that creative energy on this planet. And if we're not living in creativity, if we're not living in that zone, then we are blocking ourselves from it. And our natural state is to create. We are creatures of creation. And the way to create is to be in that state of receptivity, is to be in that zone. And another word for that zone is simply love. Is to be in love, to be in joy and flow. And anything outside of that is blocking you from being your true self. Anything outside of that is causing you to resist what your soul and what your spirit is trying to guide you towards. So part of what I'm doing in Faith Empire is I'm not here to change your world, to help you change the universe. Really, everything is the way that it's supposed to be. However, there are ways that we can access ourselves and where we can start to understand our deeper purpose of everything in our lives. And once we have that understanding and once we are able to uncover our purpose, then you really are allowing your soul to be in the driver's seat. And when your soul is in the driver's seat, the changes that you desire, the plans and the goals and the dreams that you uncover really are able to be manifested. Because there's one thing that I learned on my journey. When we're coming from our ego and we fully believe that something is meant to be, we might find that it doesn't work. We might find that we might be achieving things, but we're not feeling satisfied or happy. And that can sometimes be an indication that it's not actually our soul that's driving it. It's sometimes our ego. And the reason why those things can become hard is they are lessons. They're lessons for us to understand why we want something, our intentions, what is truly good for us, and how to work with the universe. There's a lot of teachings out there that teach a lot about karma and the universe and how, you know, the universe can punish you. And I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those teachers that believes that. I believe that the universe is like the boss, but not the way we think of a boss. The universe is the element that creates everything. But it responds to us. It doesn't have any emotion behind its response. It doesn't say like, oh, you want that? I'm going to punish you with that. That's something that we do, but the universe simply responds. It doesn't have any emotion behind it. It only responds to what we truly are attracting and calling out. So if the consequences of what you're creating don't feel good, that is an indication to look at why you are creating what you're creating. It's not saying that you're being punished or that you're paying some old debt or some old due. It could simply be an indication that you are creating something that wasn't good for you. You're creating from a place that wasn't serving you, but yet we keep on doing it. So this is kind of what I'm going to be teaching and talking about. And a lot of it is driven from my own twin flame journey, but it doesn't need to be about that for you or for anyone. I don't like to get caught in labels, and I usually don't talk about that because I try to stay away from the label. But what I found was in me resisting that, I was actually resisting a big part of myself. And I feel it's important to tell you where I come from because it's who I am. And it helps shed some light on why I have the perspectives that I do. And this perspective is really pure, it's really selfless. Because it's not about getting what you want. It's not about serving yourself. Coming from this journey really, really, truly is about serving you. It's about serving our world. It's about serving our souls. And many, many things that I've done on this journey have shown me that that is the way to go. It has proven to me that that is the truth, is that we are here to serve something greater than ourselves, and that is when we can truly shine. So I'm really excited to meet many beautiful people, many beautiful souls along this journey, and what I like to call divine entrepreneurs. And I like to think of entrepreneurship not as a thing, not as an outcome where you have a business. It's more of a mindset and more of a lifestyle. And when you are in that zone of being an entrepreneur, which essentially is being a creator of something, where you're building something and you are really driving, it's a beautiful feeling. And when you do tap into your soul purpose and you're creating from that place, I don't have the words to explain that, and I very rarely don't have the words, but I can't explain that feeling. And so I'm excited to help people reach that and to really come from a place where things are possible and things do work out. And if they don't, we can sit down and discover what's going on, what's a deeper hidden meaning behind that. One of my gifts is I'm really good at picking up symbols. I'm really good at picking up patterns. It comes very easily to me because I notice things and I pick up things that most people don't, and I have to own that. That's what I do. So when someone's talking to me, when I'm out and I'm observing things, I can often pick up the hidden, the silent, or the invisible things, and I can point that out to help you on your journey, to really help uncover what's going on so that you can get over it, and you're the one who has to try and fix things, and you're the one who has to try and rewire things for yourself so that you are getting into the state and creating what you truly wish to create. So I'm really excited. Divine Entrepreneurship, here we come, and I am looking forward to posting more videos and hearing about you, about your journey. Thank you so much, guys. Sending you lots of love. Hope you're safe wherever you are. Thank you. Bye.